If I had never met you and I walked into here and I'd heard about you as a Senko, my initial impression would be good grief.
Sue Pilfold, the Senko at Benfield Junior School in Port Slade, is drowning under a sea of paperwork. There is barely a patch of floor space or desk space visible that isn't piled high with files, reports and papers.
When I first became Senko 7 years ago, the special needs children, their actual needs were a lot less serious than some of the ones we're taking on now. So that actually means that I have a lot more paperwork to deal with.
Super fun.
The school has over 30% special needs, which is above the national average.
The focus of the first meeting will be existing...
Sue is responsible for 10 TAs and has multiple roles.
Good, so you remember that. That's very good indeed.
Her day includes teaching, meetings with staff,
right, matters arising.
meetings with specialists.
He's playing with a couple of other little boys.
She is NVQ assessor.
Hi, Sue. Just quickly, what time is Mary coming in with the NVQ folder?
Literacy coordinator, and runs the school choir.
OK then.
In addition to her timetabled roles, she is constantly interrupted throughout the day by unforeseen tasks.
Oh right, have you got a pen? No, hang on a minute then. Hello?
Sorry, Sue.
That's okay. No, it's all right. Are you hoping to see me today? The systems I've got in place are good ones. The trouble is having the time to maintain the systems. I suppose what I'd most like is help with my time management.
John Seaman, time management expert, will show Sue the art of juggling tasks and organisation. Although Sue has multiple roles within her school, John's strategies will work for any busy teacher.
So here we are, it's nearly 9 o'clock. And in the last 25 minutes, I've already seen you going here, there and everywhere, meeting people and having discussions. So I wonder if you can just talk me through what's already happened in the last, 25 minutes or so?
Well, when I first met you, when you came down the corridor, I was actually speaking to the deputy head then. Came back in here, but I was called out again, and that was a parent. I run the choir, and they'd lost the music sheet that I'd given the children, and a child was losing sleep over it. Then I had to just shoot down the corridor again because 2 children with Asperger's are being observed today. And then there was something else. Oh yeah, that's right. I'm also the student coordinator, and we've got 2 work placement students in. I need to make... All right, excuse me a minute. Hello? She's not harming herself. Right. So very, very low self-esteem.
I'm wondering, how do you prioritise your work? Because I'm looking at your desk, and there are lots of piles. Yeah. And so how are you going to prioritise the rest of the day? You know, let's disregard anything where it's suddenly going to happen, where it becomes... So how do you prioritise work for yourself?
Well, usually, and I haven't done that yet, I'll check my emails. I'll look at this pile here, because this pile here is the stuff that I'm trying to sort out. That pile there is stuff that isn't immediate. That pile there is stuff that has just been shoved on my desk. That's the Love in the Box thing. I had to do an assembly.
I don't know whether you've ever examined prioritising in a formal sense.
No.
Okay. We'll talk about A, B's and C's.
Right, okay.
So anything on the A list is something that you must do. Yeah. Anything on the B list is something that you should do. And then the C list is all the stuff that you could do. And you know what? They tend to be the nice things. Therefore, if you don't manage to do...
Hi. No, I was just going to say, is there a worksheet for this morning for maths?
No, what I suggest you do is then you just write some simple ones up on the board. Yeah. Just to see if they can do it on their own.
Now, almost without fail, guess which people tend to do first, most of all?
What they tend to do?
Tend to do.
They probably do the could-dos.
Yeah, they do the nicer things.
Yeah.
A's very often are sort of like, they could be potentially confrontational. It might be a difficult phone call or a meeting or so on and whatnot.
Yeah.
So it's imperative also to try and do your A's absolutely at the beginning of the day, because then it clears your head for the rest of the day. I'd like to see you at some point go to your pigeonhole and open your mail and whatnot if you've not already done that, because there's another little thing you can do very quickly to sort things out for yourself as well that might work.
Then. Right,
Yeah.
so I've got a meeting in a minute with the lady from ASDSS.
John makes notes on the morning's events so far, while Sue meets with Anne from the Autistic Spectrum Disorder Service.
Started back.
I mean, the playground, he was fine. He was playing with a couple of other little boys. Quite a bit loud, you know, when he was near them.
Sue's pigeonhole filled with special needs pamphlets and catalogues daily. Unwrapping them and seeing which are relevant is a task in itself.
Right, John, this is the post that I've just got out of my pigeonhole. This is fairly typical. What I'll do is I'll go through it. This is obviously a sort of catalogue type thing. Catalogues that I haven't had a chance to open are going up there until I've got time to open them because I haven't got time. This is from the Portslade Health Centre. These are Year 5 IEPs. This says Senko Benfield Junior School. Something from a teacher. I've got no idea why it's in my pigeonhole, and I'll find out.
Actually, all you've done is opened your mail.
Yeah.
And you've let everything pass through your hands, and there's a pile here, there's something there, there's something there, there's something there, and there's something there. And you're going to have to go back to everything at some point, maybe not today, and deal with it.
Yeah.
Are you ready for another acronym?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, good. RAFT, the R is for refer. A is for action. In other words, it's quite a priority, so you do something with it now. F is for file. So you file it straight away. And T is for throw or trash. If you went through the whole of this desk and just used those 4 things, I wonder what space you would have there. You've got a pile of magazines, you know, things there, and you just told me that that's all similar material there.
Yeah.
I'm going to bring these over.
Yeah.
Make a nice pile on your desk.
Okay.
So are these ones here the most recent, these ones?
Yeah. Well, they're all really recent.
All right. So if
I get so many,
Yeah,
John.
of course you
it's
do, yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah, of
Because
course you
being
do.
literacy coordinator as well,
Yeah.
it's bonkers.
Okay. So,
It's making decisions on these things.
no, it's not. I'll make the decision for you.
Right. Okay.
At the beginning of every month, or the end,
Right.
you take the top few, literally the top few,
Right.
and you can keep those, because you might get to see them.
Right.
But all of these have probably been here for a long, long time.
Yeah.
A long, long time. And you need a bigger bin.
Oh.
Because
I do.
you are not ever going to look at those.
No.
The life laundry aspect is 6 months, isn't it?
I love the way you just put this.
I know. And look, there's a space over there
There's a
now.
space. I know. Oh, that's fantastic.
How about with today's stuff that you opened?
Yeah. Right.
So using the old raft.
Using raft.
You have to make some decisions now.
Right, Lisa's just come to me with that. Now, this is something that I do have to act on.
When do you need to do it?
I need to do it within the next week, really.
All right. So could that be something you could put in a diary
Yeah.
as part of a list for any day for within a week?
Right.
And you could put that in a separate, all the action points for a week in a separate wallet or
Right.
envelope in a filing cabinet. You got a filing cabinet down there?
No.
Do you know those? You know what I mean? That's
Yeah, I
the
know
same
what you
things
mean.
there.
Right.
So that you might have those split off into days.
Okay.
Okay. Can we have a little? Let's have a little look. Is this a filing cabinet thing?
Well, no, it's not because I mean I could make it a filing cabinet thing. It's just full of spare envelopes so that I recycle.
Okay. If you had a filing cabinet thing
Yeah.
with a number of those wallets, you could have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday.
So instead of the recycled envelopes.
You could have a month's worth of wallets. What are they called? Divider things.
Yeah.
You could have a month's worth.
Right.
So you're setting yourself deadlines too, actually. That's an important word for you to consider.
Yeah.
Deadlines.
Right.
So you're putting in Thursdays, that corresponds with
Right, so that would
whatever.
go in there.
And then that
Right.
day comes along,
Okay.
and that goes on to your list, which you've already written down to deal with that day.
Once a week, Sue meets with her 10 TAs.
Okay, if anybody else comes up, remember it's a week Friday. I haven't got to get in the referral slips until Monday anyway.
So a couple of quick questions to you all. Meetings, good idea, bad idea?
Good idea.
Too often, not often enough, or just about right?
Just right.
I don't think you should have meetings at all unless they're absolutely necessary, because they are usually a complete waste of time. It's about sharing best practice, so that on the agenda, so that you know before you get here, we're going to spend 2 minutes and you're going to tell everybody how you have dealt with a child who has suddenly had a swearing tantrum, for example. The best way, it's called sharing best practice. So you should be able to walk away with something every single meeting. Okay, so tell me your philosophy behind all of those carrier bags over there.
Oh, yeah, the carrier bags. I tend to take stuff home or go on courses. And, for example, this bag here is my MVQ bag. And so I need to keep everything to do with the MVQ there. So when I take it home and do the marking, then I know that if I pick that bag up, there goes the MVQ stuff. Some of these things are, well, it's stuff where to be honest, most of it is stuff where I've gone on courses and just been given files of things. But most of it will just sit and gather dust on the floor.
Yeah. You've got a double cupboard there. Is that
I
full?
know. It's full of files and, to be honest, old teaching stuff down the bottom. And I think if I did your raft exercise, most of it would be trashed.
Okay. I think it's now crucial that you are quickly I think it's past the point, actually, but you now need to get a grip of all this, because if you lost some of this information here, it would be devastating to the candidate as well as yourself.
Oh, yeah.
So some simple box files that are literally put over here. It might take you an hour. I don't think it'd take any more than an hour to go through those bags.
Right.
MVQ stuff, bang. Course materials, bang. Whether you look at them or not, bang, and so on.
Yeah. By employing the strategies you have suggested, it would enable me to manage and protect my Senko time so much better.
If you blitzed it, if you put this on your door for an hour or two, then I think you could crack it.
Yeah.
I really, really do.
Hi, Anne, it's Sue.
So, is Sue a changed woman? Have John's tips taken her from chaos to calm? 2 weeks later, we returned to find out if Sue had put any of John's strategies in place.
I have taken on board what John advised, and I've made some changes to the way I do things. I've used his ABC system when I'm opening my posts. As far as the catalogues go, that I might find useful, but generally haven't got time to read anyway, I'm being much more rigorous in the way I approach this. And I tend to just glance at something, and if I think I'm not going to need it, then it goes straight into the recycling bin. It's been nice just to see the top of my desk, really. It was a great experience having John in. It was really interesting. His take on a lot of the things that I do was quite amusing, but it certainly gave me food for thought.